Yeah, hi, good morning everyone. So, last session we started about methods, right? Methods are used to perform some actions or operations. So, we have types of methods. We have types of methods. So, initially the methods are two types. One is the predefined methods, and the second one is the user-defined methods. User-defined methods. Again, user-defined method is divided into there are two types: instance methods and static methods. Static methods. Okay, and this is called object level methods. Object level methods, and this is called class level methods. Okay, so once you are comfortable with the methods concept, then there is a concept called constructors case. Then there is a concept called constructors. So today we can go ahead with the constructors. Constructors. Okay. So what is the purpose of constructors? Constructors which are used to initialize the instance variables. Initialize the instance variables, guys. Initialize the instance variables. Normally the variables which are present inside the class and outside the main method is called instance variables, right? Public, static, void, main, and this is the string args, and this is the scope of the class, and I am mentioning here instance variables. For example, int age equal to initialization is optional or I would say uh, optional or mandatory to initialize. This is optional. So this you can initialize. There are actually three ways. One is directly can assign the value, that is one way. Second one is by using object you can assign the value, that is second way. And third way is there is a concept we have, this is very important, and constructors which are used to initialize the instance variables. Initialize the instance variables. You can come here, man. Come here. What I am saying, if I am not audible, this is the place is you have the space, no? You come on, then you can sit here. All places are here empty. You guys are sitting away. How you can able to hear? Okay, constructors which are used to initialize the instance variables. Initialize the instance variables. This is the scope of the class, and this is the scope of the main method, and this is what instance variable. Instance variable. Instance variable. Are you guys clear with my statements? And what I am doing with respect to instance constructor, I am initializing the instance variables. Okay, first point is purpose, which are used to initialize the instance variable. Second one is constructor is special method in Java. Constructor is special method in Java. Special method in Java. Constructor is special method in Java. So methods will do operations. In case of constructor will do only assigning the values to the instance variables. Okay. Constructor is special method in Java. What are the rules for writing the constructor? Rules. Already we learned some of the rules while writing the method, right? And today we are going to be learn what are the rules for writing the constructor. Rule number one: class name and constructor name should be the same. Rule number one: class name and constructor name should be the same. class name and constructor name should be same. Class name and constructor name should be the same. Rule number one. Next, rule number two. Constructor don't have any return type. Constructor don't have any return type. Any return type. If you declare return type, then it will be treated as normal method. If you declare any return type, then it will be treated like as it will be treated like as normal method only. Normal method only. Are you guys clear with my statements? Constructor don't have any return type. If you declare with any return type, then it will be treated as like as normal method only. Normal method only. Class name and constructor name should be the same, and constructor don't have any return type. If you declare with the return type, then this will be act as the method only. So meaning whenever you want to write the constructor, don't write any return type. Don't write return type. Okay, next parameters are the optional. Parameters are the optional. Are you guys clear with my statements? These are the three rules you have to be consider whenever we are going to write the constructor. Whenever we are going to constructor, you have to familiar with these three rules. First rule is class name, constructor name should be the same, and the constructor don't have any return type. And if you declare with any return type, then it will be treated as normal method only. Okay, what is the syntax? Syntax for this one is come to here. I am telling this is the example. Here the class name what? Demo. Take a class name, access a specifier. No need to mention any return type. And class name and constructor name should be the same. And this is also special method in Java. Constructor is also special method in Java. So that is the reason I am mentioning with I am declaring the parenthesis. This is also a method, special method, but not normal method. This is the special method in Java. That is the reason I am declaring the parenthesis. And there is no return type for the constructor. There is no return type for the constructor. This is how we can initialize the, like here I would take int a and int age equal to a, the age equal to a. Here what I am doing, I am initializing the instance variable using constructor using constructor. Okay, variable. Now, so this is special constructor, right? This you can mention not in main method, that you can mention out of the method, because this is also special method, right? So in any program we cannot write one method in another method. So if you can see here, demo int a and int age I'm initializing. Okay, fine. Now I want to call this method. If you want to call this method constructor, then new demo. So directly it will ask the arguments. I'm giving the argument is some 30, which means what? Creating the object meaning calling the constructor only. Here one more point you can write. Creating the object meaning calling the constructor only. Calling the constructor only. Calling the constructor only. Creating the object meaning calling the constructor only. When you can pass the values, then it will be the value it will assign to the instance variable, And if you want to print this one, then you can simply directly can take this out statement. In that this out statement, you can mention that I can show you. You can get the clarity on it. I would go to my Eclipse ID, and then through that we can try to understand. There is my Eclipse. I'm launching. Okay, I would go to any of that SRC basic programs, and here I would create. Here I am creating some person data or some employee data. Simply I am creating employee class which I created, and now take main method, and now our concept is what? Constructor, right? What are the rule number one? Class name and constructor name should be the same. Okay, fine. This is the scope of the constructor. This is the scope of the constructor, and this is the class name, and the constructor name should be the same. And parameters is optional. I am passing the parameters, and here instance variables. I am taking instance variables, and I am not initialize with any value. Initialization is optional, so that is the reason I am only declare. I declare the instance variable int age. Okay, fine. And emp and int a, and here I would mention age equal to a. Okay, come to main method, and here what I am doing. So you need to create the object. Creating object meaning calling the constructor only. Calling the constructor only. Okay, so it is throwing error because you need to pass the argument. Now if you want to print this one, you can take a print statement. Now you can mention ish. That's it. If I run this one, you can get the
Sir, access specifier not mandatory.
yes, not mandatory. If you not mention any access specifier, then it will be taken as default access specifier. Okay, default access specifier. If you not mention in the class level, you should mention public. So after any variable or anything, if you not mention, then it will be considered as default access specifier. Okay, where I would say, yeah. Now you guys see here, I initialize instance variable or not? Yes or not? Yes. So here, if you want to, you can do the constructor as well. The employee age is, I'm doing the concatenation. Sometimes saving this one, and then sometimes running this one. 30. What I did here. So this is one approach to initialize the instance variable. This is one approach to initialize the instance variables. Okay, fine, very good. So here, if I come to here, yeah, based on the parameters, constructors are divided into two types. Based on the parameters, constructors are divided into two types, guys. Two types. What are the two types? First one is zero parameterized constructor, and the second one is parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. If you pass the parameters, then that is called that is parameterized constructor. If you don't pass any parameter, okay, based on the parameters, constructors are divided into two types, guys. What are the two types? First one is zero parameterized constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. In the name itself, we have the meaning as zero parameters meaning no parameter. Parameters meaning we can pass some parameters called parameter. There we have only here itself we have the meaning. So I can write one program on it, then I can show you. For example, the same program taking. If I am not a pass any parameters, then this is what guys. This is called zero parameterized constructor. Okay, so simply here we can pass some message coming from message from emp constructor. That's it. We are also no need to pass any value, and you can run the program, then you can get this one. This is called zero parameter constructor. If you pass any parameters to this, then that is called parameterized constructor. Into a normal scenario, any number of constructors also can do. For example, if here you can take string name. Okay, here you can pass uh, int a and string b, and here also what you can do, age dot age equal to a, and the next name equal to b, and this you can print here, right? Uh, the employee age is can do the concatenation, and the same way here also what we are doing, int age, same thing you can take this out statement, and the employee name is name. Okay, here you can pass the values on names 20, and I can pass some Raju. Okay, so now if I can run this one, you can get able to get the values. This is called parameter. Yeah. So basically, when you mention the new operator, object will be created. Okay, a reference variable is for if you want to reuse this object anywhere in our program. So this is not a good way, right? That is the reason. This all the object information again we are keeping in on reference variable. It is anything, and this we can mention with class name. Okay, but in case of constructors, so this is the process of creating the constructor. When you create the constructor, So this will be created in the heap area, and then all the values also will be initialized. So creating constructor meaning, I would say creating object meaning calling the constructor only, calling the constructor only. So here no need to again mention. If you can mention, you can mention, no issue. But normally new operator which is used to create the object. When you create the object, values will be initialized, values will be called by using SOP statement. Okay, no issue. You can use. No issue. You can use. That is optional. The class name is what? EMP. That's it. If you want, you can mention. Normally, this is the constructor. This is object. I created the object, and here that all the object information I am keeping in this reference variable. In wherever, if I want to use that object, this reference variable I can use. This is the thing I will do. Okay. Now, yeah, there are two types of constructors: zero parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. Again, under the parameterized constructor, we have the concept called constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. What is constructor overloading? Constructor overloading meaning it is the process of writing same method signature with a different parameters. Parameters is called constructor overloading, guys. Constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. Okay. Now coming to here. So what I am doing, you can take calculator as the example. Calculator as the example, or any example you can take. Here I can create one more class which I can mention calculator as the class. What are the rules for creating the constructor? Class name and constructor name should be the same. And yeah, now we are discussing about what constructor overloading. For example, here what I am taking int a and int b. That's it. Here what I am doing, I am doing the addition operation. Int c equal to a plus b. What I am doing here, I am doing addition operation, and here I can take sysout statement, and here I can mention the addition of two numbers. The addition of two numbers is like this. See. Okay, fine. Now this is all about calculator. I would say constructor overloading meaning we are keep on passing the parameters. Again, I am taking calculator, and here I can pass the different parameters like int a and int b and int c. Okay, now the same thing I do. Same thing I do, guys. Some result are equal to a plus b plus c. Okay, here also I am changing. So like this, you can do any kind of addition operation, all operations like addition, multiplication, the thing, whatever you want, you can do. So the thing here is, I would say signature is the same. I am keep on passing the parameters is called loading. I am doing the, so if I pass the extra parameters which means I'm adding the extra load to the method, right? That is called, I would say, constructor overloading. For example, your capacity is you can able to bear only 50 kgs, but I am keep on adding the weights. Initially, I added 10 value. Okay, that also you can able to bear. Again, I added 30. That also can able to bear. Meaning, what is happening here? Overloading, right? Your capacity only 50, but I keep on adding. So finally, what will happen? If I keep on adding until like 200 kgs and all, what will happen? You will be gone. Okay, so here also I'm keep on adding the parameters. So how you can call these constructors? So simply can take main method. Inside the main method, you can simply call the create the object for with the two values. For example, here first value is 200 and some 900. That is the one value. And again, I am creating one more object for the second value. 500, 700, 600. That's it is. This is all about constructor. The addition of two numbers is 1100. The addition of 300. This is all about constructor. So these are the concept which is all about constructors. You guys, everybody is clear with this concept. Constructors which are used to initialize the instance variable. Constructor is the special method in Java, creating object meaning calling the constructor only. Rules for writing the constructor. Class name and constructor name should be the same. Constructor don't have any return type. If declare any return type, then it will be treated as the method only. Parameters are the optional. Okay, so again, based on the, I would say, based on the parameters, constructor are divided into two types: parameters constructor and non-parameters constructor. If the zero parameter constructor meaning we won't pass any parameters. Parameters constructor meaning you can pass the parameters. Again, this is have types like parameters constructor and constructor overloading. Constructor overloading meaning it is the process of writing the same method signature. You can write same constructor signature, same constructor signature with a different parameters of constructor overloading. This is the example for this one. So simply I can copy this one and then I can mention this one. This is all about constructors. Once you are familiar with the constructors, then there is a concept to have what access specifiers. So in the OOPS concept, what are the concepts we completed? OOPS part 1, we completed about class and object. We completed about class and object, and we completed about types of variables, and we completed about types of methods, and we discussed about types of constructors. Types of constructors. Once you are familiar with this, all the topics, like there is a concept called access specifiers, also called as modifiers. Okay, access specifiers. So first we can go ahead with heading access specifiers. Access specifiers. Access specifiers which are used to specify the accessibility of specify the accessibility of specify the accessibility of our all class members are like our classes, our variables, our methods, and our constructors. our constructors, our constructors. Okay, so in Java we have access specifiers, four types of access specifiers. What are the four? First one is private, first one is public, second one is private, third one is default, protected, and fourth one is default. Default. Okay, we can go ahead with the one by one. First we can go ahead with the public. We can go ahead with the public. Yeah, public, which is used to public is the access specifier which is used to specify the specify the global accessibility of specify the global accessibility of accessibility of our classes and our variables, our methods, and our constructors. Our constructors. Are you guys clear with my statements? Okay, fine. Now here we can take class as public. Next, we can take variable as public, and we can take method as public, and next we can take constructor as public. Okay, are you guys clear with my statements? You can take class as public, variable as public, method as public, constructor as public. Okay, fine. Next, meaning any class member, if you declare like as the public, then what does it mean? Anywhere you can access, global accessibility. Anywhere out of the class, anywhere you can access. Anywhere you can access. Okay? Okay, fine. Now next we have the private access specifier, also called as modifier. So which is used to specify the local accessibility of local accessibility of our classes and our variables, our methods, and our constructors. Our constructors. So here we cannot take class as private, because I will show you the practical as well. For example, there we written there are some programs here, right? Any class I'm taking, for example, I'm going with the arrays demo.java. If I open this one, this is the program which I written. Okay, normally if I run with the, you can see here what is the access specifier here, public. So in this case, if I run this one, this will be execute. You can open cmd and java c, next arrays demo dot java, next java arrays demo. See here the values it is printing. This is with respect to public. Now what I do, I will change to private, which means local accessible. JVM also not able to access because you are mentioning as private. Private meaning this you can access within the file only. Even JVM also not able to access. Okay. So now in this case, if I try to execute the file, you can see how it will throw the error. Java C, error.java. See here, modifier private not allowed here. Make sure whenever you are writing the class name, that access specifier should be public only. That should be public only. Okay, so that is the point here I am saying. So I go to the document. We cannot take class as the private. Remaining you can take. You can take variable as variable as private. Next, we can take method as private, and next also you can take constructor also private. Remaining all you can take, but class you cannot take as the private. This is about private access specifier. So after the private, next we have the protected access specifier. So in protected access specifier, which is used to specify the all class members within the package, within the package. For example, this is the package, right? If I go with my Eclipse, this is the package, right? If you mention as the, I would say protected, that you can access within this package only. Okay, within this package only you can able to access. If there are other packages, so in that case you cannot able to access one package to another package. When you mention the protected as any class member, so that you can use within the package only, within the package only. That might be the method, that might be the I would say variable you can use within the package only. Okay, any class member, if you declare as protected, that you can utilize within the package only, within the package only. So class you cannot make as the protected. So here we cannot take class as protected, and remaining you can take as the protected. But mostly we will not use the protected. Mostly we will use the private and public, private and public. Okay, for normal clarity purpose, this is the thing. This is the thing. You can take a, you cannot take as the classes private, and remaining you can take as the protected. But mostly we will use private and public. Next, after this, we have the default access specifier. Default access specifier. Default access specifier means, so anywhere, like there are three: private, public, and protected. If you not mention, if you not mention any access specifier to the class members, then JVM will provide default access specifier, will provide default will provide default access specifier, default access specifier. So if anything has the default access specifier, those all the class members can access within the package. Here within the package and its subclasses. and its subclasses. But in case of here, within the package, anywhere you can use the default access specifier. Okay, if you not mention any access specifier to the class members, then JVM will provide the default access specifiers. So next point is default class members. Class members we can access within the package so that is the reason. So sometimes if I not mention also, those we can access within the package. These within the package you can access. Okay, so these are the four access specifiers we have in Java. So once you are familiar with the access specifier, next there is a concept called oops part 2. In the oops part 2 we have four principles, guys. One is encapsulation, and second one is inheritance, and third one is polymorphism, and next one is abstraction. So already I given the outline of each one, right? Previous or yesterday before session, I guess. Okay, so directly now I am going with the one by one. So first today we are going with the encapsulation. So what is the definition for the encapsulation? What is the definition for the encapsulation? It is the process of combining. It is the process of combining variables and methods as a single entity. As a single entity is called encapsulation, guys. Is called encapsulation. Is called encapsulation. Okay, is called encapsulation. With the help of encapsulation, what we can achieve? We can achieve with the help of encapsulation. Encapsulation, we can achieve security for the code. We can achieve security for the code. Security for the code. Generally, I am taking public class, I can say employee data, and this is the scope of yeah. Now here I'm taking public employee name, string employee name, and here instead of employee data I am taking some account details, employee account details, employee account details. Okay, this is the class name, and here I am taking employee name, we can take some Rani, and employee salary double, and employee salary we can take as 1 lakh. 1 lakh is the Rani salary. Next, employee account number. Employee account number. Account number I am taking as like some long employee account number. Account number. Okay, so here the number also, this is the number. Okay, fine. So in this case, when you mention the access specifier as private public, so what does it mean? Anybody can access. Anybody can access. Outside people also can access. If outside people also can access, no issue. When issue will come, if outside people can manipulate the data, if they can take the account number, if they can manipulate the data, then issue will come. Then issue will come. Then if outside people can manipulate our data, then why is our project? No need, right? There is no need to create any project if outside people are using. Now, if outside people are doing the operation, there is no use of creating the projects and all, right? So that is the reason. That is the reason. If we create any project, outside people cannot able to access, cannot able to modify. They can able to access, but they cannot able to modify. That is the reason. So whenever you are writing the all basically all the like if you take the person and account details, all will be in the properties, right? Properties meaning variables. So here the point is when you declare variables, always recommended to write declare with private. Declare with private. This is the recommended approach. Private, and here also I am writing the private, and here also I am writing the private. This is the recommended approach. So what happens with this declaration of private? You can overcome one issue, that is if outside people not access our data. So if I declare as the private, then again we can raise one issue. What is that issue? If you mention uh, instance variables as private, then we can able to access within the file only, right? So the same point I can write here. If you declare private as instance, I would say any variables, then those variables we can access within the class only, but that is not a for example, if I want to reuse these properties other class also, other class also. So if you go with this is one issue, right? How you can overcome this issue? Meaning there is no reusability. Code reusability also no. Code reusability also there is no code reusability. These are the two issues we have when you declare variables as the private. One is we can able to access within the system only, meaning we cannot access out of the class. That is the one issue, and we cannot reuse the code. We cannot reuse the code. Are you guys clear with my statements? What I'm saying? Then these are the two issues. How you can overcome these two issues? Java team they provided to us. There are two methods, guys. What are the two methods? Getter method and setter method. Getter method and setter method. With the help of getter method and setter method, we can overcome about two issues. We can overcome about two issues. What is the getter method and what is the setter method? We'll try to understand. So first I am going with the setter method. Setter method which is used to set the value into the variable, which is used to set the value to the value to the variable and variable, and we have the getter method which is used to get the value from the variable, get the value from very important, guys, value from the variable. And how you can write the syntax for this one is every every variable contain two methods. One is the getter method and second one is the uh, every variable contain two methods. One is setter method, and the second one is setter method and one is getter method. Getter method. Are you guys clear with my statements? Okay, so this I can write a one program and then I can show you can get a better clarity on it. Normal I can use notepad. Same program I can take. Here I can create one Java file. employee account details dot java. This is the scope of class, and I said I'm taking as of now private employee account number, employee account number. This is what instance variable. Instance variable or not? Yes. This is I'm taking as the long, and I said every variable contain there are two methods. One is the getter method and second one is setter method. Now here I would like to write a setter method. So this will be the private, but methods will be public. So then only we can able to reuse our code in out of the classes. Public, and next I would say data type is long, and employee account number, and this is the scope of set method. And you need to set the value. Setting the value, if you want to set the value, we need to take the value from the uh, int a, and I'm taking the parameter. With that parameter I can initialize the this one current class. This is what method, right? If you want to set the value through the method, then you need to use the this keyword emp and acc number equal to a. That's it. Here what I'm doing, I'm initializing the instance variable, initializing the instance variable. Okay, fine. This is setter method, and you have the getter method also. Public long get is the keyword, same thing, emp account number, and here only setting rate keyword, and here we are returning right. If you want to return, then you simply can mention return statement, and this dot emp account number. I would say account number, account number. This dot account number, account number. Are you guys clear with my statements? What I am doing? I am using the getters and setters methods. Okay, for every variable will be
Sir,
taking the
can you explain once more?
every
Sir, can
variable
you explain once more?
every variable have two methods, guys. One is setter method, second one is getter method. Setter method, we can set the value to the variable, which is used to set the value to the variable. There is a getter method which is used to get the value from the variable. Set is the predefined keyword. In the setter method, set is the predefined keyword. Set is the predefined keyword. Predefined keyword. In case of getter method, get is the predefined keyword. Get is the predefined keyword. Predefined keyword. Okay, so simply come to here. So here I am not initialize, but I am doing the initialization by using setter method. Are you guys clear with my statements? Here I am not initialize. I want to assign the value through method that is called setter method. And this is the I assign the value, and now here I am want to take the value from that variable. Then there is a method that is called getter method. Then that is called getter method. These two are the which methods? Instance methods or the static methods? Instance methods. You can take the main method, public static void main, and string args, and this is the scope of the main method. And inside the main method, we can there is a setter method, right? Create object for the current class. How you can create the object for the current class? New keyword and class name, employee account details, and this is the scope of the employee account details. And you can mention one reference variable, and this reference variable data type is the class name. Employee account details is the class name, and here also you can check this is the same or not. Okay. Now you can pass the value. How you can pass the value? By using set.emp account number. This is the method. For this method I can pass the account number I am passing. This is the account number I am passing. Set account number. Okay. And now I need to print the value. If I want to print the value, then we need to emp dot getter method. Get emp account number. Emp account number. Okay. So here, if you want to print the statements, anywhere print statement is there? No. If you want to print this one, then you can mention this one in the SOP statement. So I can take system.out.println, and here I would mention emp.getEmployee name. I am saving this one. This is all about encapsulation, guys. You can declare always recommended approach. You can declare variables as private. Okay, so if you want to reuse this out of the class, JDK team they provide to us getters and setters methods. There are two methods we have in Java: getter methods and setters method. Getter method which is used to set the value to the variable, and getter method which is used to get the value from the variable. So in the getter method, get is the predefined keyword and setter set is the predefined keyword. So this is the program, and I written with one variable. We can write with two, three variables. Okay. Okay. So simply I'm saving this one, and then we can I would say do the deployment. We can compile this one, and then we can execute this one. Go to this Java location and cmd and Java C and employee dot Java. I can say Java C employee account details dot Java. There is a line number 14. Go to line number 14 and check this one. This is the line number 14, right? This is what get employee number, and if it has the data type, it has to return the same value. You can mention simply just account number, only variable name you can mention. Okay, save this one and go to there and run this one Java C employee details, and account number cannot find the symbol meaning. So the name both are same or not? Employee account number. Uh, long account number, and this is the method called get account number, and it has to return the same value is employee account number, and we taken as the long. The data type of that variable is the long, and the error is throwing here employee account number public long and get.
Sir, account in written account number 0. That capital written statements are.
This I thought, yeah, this is the number. This is yeah, mention this dot zero. Yeah, now can do the compilation Java C, and now we can run Java. run the file Java and emp account details. Yeah, see, you are finally getting output or wrong. Yes, this is actually the recommended approach in encapsulation. So encapsulation, with the help of encapsulation, you can achieve these all the things. You can get the code security and code reusability also you can get. You can reuse the code in out of the class with security. With security. Okay. So same program if I want to write in the Eclipse. So in the Eclipse we have the shortcuts as well. For example, I can take the same class and here I would mention employee details, employee data I'm taking like as employee data dot java, and now I want to take private. I would like to take int employee salary. Okay, this is what instance variable I declared with private. So here id will give the auto suggestions and shortcuts as well, right? There is an option called source option, and go to there is a option called getters and setters. Click on that variable, then it can generate getters and setters methods. Getters and setters methods. Now you can take the main method, and inside the main method you can create the object for the current class. So current class object is equal to new employee data and dot set method set dot, and here I'm mentioning employee salary. This is we mention like as int only, right? So int range is only 30,000. So here I'm mentioning like as salary is some 25,000. 25,000. Okay, and ed dot get a value, and this you can mention in SOP statement. Takes this out statement, and inside you can mention. So save this one, you can run this one, you can get the encapsulation. You can get the encapsulation. This is all about encapsulation. So with this, we done with the hope book principle 1. Okay, so you can complete. Yeah, so these are the 4 principles. So today what are the concepts we completed? We completed about constructors, we completed about access specifiers, and we completed these two we completed, and also we completed about encapsulation. So in OOPS part 2 we have the 3 principles. One is inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. So that we can see in the next session. So that's it today.